Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the SOULKATION podcast. I am your host, Logan Renee. This show is all about how do you create consistently in your life freedom, purpose, peace, and self-love. Like, what does that look like? So the question that people that always ask is, can I really have it all? Like, can I really have it all in my life? And I think it has to start with this clarity first. I believe the first key is figuring out what having it all means to you. Like, what's truly important. Is having a Gucci bag really important, or buying a stranger a car, important to you? Or having a Gucci bag and buying a stranger a car important to you? Like, that's all that matters. What it means to you. What does success look like through your eyes? Not your parents' eyes, not your friends' eyes, not society's eyes, not even worrying about, well, I'm 35, well, I should have these things by now. If that's not important to you, then age shouldn't even be a factor. It should be, I actually want these things in my life. What does freedom look like to you? Does it mean you go on a trip every quarter, or you go on a trip, twice a year? Does it mean not having a car note? What does having freedom look like to you? Because that's what truly matters. And here is the key to defining what that means. Pretend no one would ever know what kind of shoes you were about to buy. So let's say you want some red bottoms. If nobody knew they were red bottoms, would you still buy them? If nobody knew they were Tories, would you ever buy it? If they didn't know that there was Marc Jacobs perfume, would you still get it? If you didn't even tell anybody that you got it from Walmart and it still smells good, who cares? Would you still buy it? Or does it matter that it has a label? Pretend that no one would know that you're going to get a degree or a PhD. Like, nobody's going to know that you're a doctor. Would you still truly in your heart want to get the doctorate? I realized, because I've been talking my whole life, I've been in detention. I was in detention every year, child. I had my own seat in detention, honestly. Own pen, own pad. Like, they just knew I was coming back every week, honey. And I realized if nobody ever knew that I was speaking, I would still speak. I've been doing it my whole life, child, talking. I would still do it, because I love doing it. I love teaching. My grandma saw me teaching my little cousins one day in our living room. I was teaching them math. I was teaching them everything I had learned, because it was just fun. And my grandma was like, "You gonna be a teacher?" I was like, "I don't know. Do they make a lot of money? I need a little check." And she was like, "You're gonna be a teacher." I didn't know that speaking is teaching. The thing to think about is, would I do this if nobody in the world saw me doing it? Or I didn't get like major praise or major recognition for doing this thing? Would I still do it? If I did it in secret, would I still want to do it? Having it all should center around what's truly important to you. Having it all should truly center around what's important to you. Number 2, Sini said, and I hope I'm saying her name right, people romanticize their plans, but they dread the execution. The magic that you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. Ciao, good night. People romanticize their plans, but they dread the execution. The magic that you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. Child, it was a word from Zion, honey. You will have what you finish. Okay? You are not an author unless your book is published. If you have books on your computer, because I've heard people tell me, I got six books on my computer. Well, you're a writer. An author is somebody that has published their work, And my thought is always, what good is it to have all this information, all this wisdom, and it leaves with you? Because let's say something happens, which we're praying does not happen, okay? But we don't know. We don't know anything about our time. We don't know, when it's over. We don't. So what good is it to have all this wisdom and not leave it for other people? Why not share it? And it's as simple as your execution. You will have what you believe you truly deserve. Something I'm working on is in my language about money. Because if you choose to be broke, you will always be broke. Or if you say you're going to be broke, then you'll be broke. I know my friends be like, well, let's go to Bali. I'm like, I don't got no money for that. And that's what I'm projecting. That's what we speak over our lives when we say, and it could be us being playful or saying a joke, but it's really speaking over our lives. I'm really trying to work on my language when it comes to what I say about money. You will have what you choose. If you choose to go to the gym 4 times a week, then the decision is made. If you choose to go to the gym 4 times a week, then the decision is made. You already made the decision. You said you were going. So you got to go. Having it all will be tied to what you execute on fully. Having it all will be tied to what you execute on fully. Number 3, this week, consider looking at your life. Okay. Look at your schedule, the things that you've made a priority, your goals, your plans, and ask yourself, what does having it all mean to me? Like, to me, sincerely, what does it mean to me? And am I filling my time and my energy with the things that's going to get me there? The next question is, am I filling my time and my energy with the things that's going to get me there? Because here's the thing, our wonderful professors and our wonderful teachers, they didn't share with us that we have the right, to structure our own life and our own time. How we spend our time, where we spend our time, when we go on vacation. Even though there's a limit, I guess, when it comes to work or whatever, that's a limit that society has placed on us. If you want to go on more vacations, or if you want to spend more time with your family members, or you want to buy extra pair of shoes or whatever, we're allowed to do that as long as we organize and structure our life so we can get those things. And as long as we execute on the plans that's going to help us get to those things. Some entrepreneurs say that insurance is not important to them. As long as they're able to work for themselves and not have to be bound to a job, they're like, oh, well, we'll just go get checked whenever. As for me in my house, I decided to keep my full-time job while I'm building my brand and my business, because I like insurance. I go to the doctor if my knees are itching. If I see a little something on my knee, on my foot, I'm like, time to go to the doctor. I go for everything. Okay, just because I'm paying for it. But that's important to me. You have to look at your life and say, what's important to me? How do I spend my time? Where do I spend my money? What restaurants do I like going to on the weekends? What activities do I want to participate in? Some gym, Orange Theory, this stuff called money. It sounds cute. Turbo Kick, all these things cost money. So you got to look at your life, how you've been spending money. And if you're not ready or willing to adjust those things, then you have to look at the big picture and say, am I doing the things that's going to get me to what I really want so I can really have it all? But my definition of having it all has to be something that I truly want, right? So this is what it looks like, okay? When you get to a place where you really want to know, can I have it all? First, you have to define your schedule of what it really looks like, what I just said. If you're in a relationship, of course, there's going to have to be a conversation. There's going to have to be adjustments because you're with another person. It has to be a conversation, especially if this person's your spouse. Boyfriends, listen, okay, we're going to move on. I remember listening to TD Jakes, and he was like, it's funny how people get married. Women get married and they're like, oh, I'm still independent. I can do what I want. I've been a boss. I do this. Okay. You can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me where to go. And men, they still want to hang out with the boys, go to the game, play golf all day. And he was like, you both are setting yourselves up to lose because you haven't adjusted with the situation. And that convicted me because a lot of times we beg God for these relationships. We beg God for a man and a wife or whatever. And we get the person and we still try to act like we're single. And you can't do that. It's impossible. We can't fit an old routine into a new purpose. There's no way. There has to be adjustments and there have to be transitions, because if not, you're going to be frustrated, or that person is going to be frustrated. So of course, stuff has to be adjusted to what's going on. If you're going back to school, your meal prep schedule, your workout schedule, if you're taking another class, if you're about to start a business, everything in your life has to be adjusted because there's something being added. So either you'll have to eliminate something or you're going to have to adjust something else. Either way. Whatever it is, having it all and contouring your life and contouring your schedule, things are going to have to move in order for this newfound purpose to fit. Number 2, yes, you can have it all. To answer the question, you can have it all, but you will have what you don't put off, and you will have what you execute on. Eric Thomas said, execution is worship. Y'all, that's so good. Execution is worship. And I feel like we're giving honor to God when we don't play with our time. When he sees that we serious, like we out here, we doing it, like we working. Like I'm not playing with my life, Jesus. I'm out here doing it too. I'm serving, I'm putting in the work. I think God loves to see us like actually using our time well. I feel like it is worship to him. And worship is nothing but respect and honor. And lastly, if you set up your life for other people or the approval of other people, you're not going to be happy. If you're having it all has everything to do with impressing people or getting likes or trying to show off to people who said you weren't going to be anything, you're not going to be fulfilled. You're not going to be happy. If you don't do it for validation, it'll feel so much better. It'll be worth it at the end of the day. You'll smile. You'll smile and be like, I'm proud of you. And you'll respect yourself. It's a lot of people that committed suicide because they didn't respect themselves. They didn't recognize who they were in the mirror. And they were super depressed or super sad because they like, how did I get here? And why am I here? Having it all is defined by you, is scheduled by you, is executed by you, of course, with the help of God. But it has to come back to what you truly want in your life, especially if you're going to spend your time, your money, and your energy on it, baby. Sit back and ask yourself, am I doing the things that's going to get me to a place where I can have it all? Like how am I really spending my time? A resource for this week is the book Soar by T.D. Jakes. It's a really, really good book. It just opens your eyes on how high you think you really can go. And do you believe that you can get there? And how you can get there too. That's a really good resource. Thanks again for tuning in to the SOULKATION podcast. Y'all know I love having y'all here with me. Make sure you share this episode with your closest friends. Be like, girl, have you caught up on the SOULKATION podcast, honey? Because she is just dropping all this rest stop and all this shit. Make sure you rate this show 5 stars and leave a review. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up as well as a little feedback. I would love to interact with you all. I will catch you all on the next episode of the SOULKATION podcast. Have a good one. Bye-bye.